And a lot of the cultural conversations happen on social media. So we view social media as almost like the digital Areopagus. It's where Paul went in Athens. And that's where people spent all their time telling and debating new ideas. That's social media in our cultures. And really is like, I kind of got my head around, like, one, I had to get over some internal things because it felt kind of grimy to me. Theologized cynicism. I was like, man, is this self-promoting? It just feels weird to me. What I started noticing is like, man, this actually serves like a helpful purpose in making disciples. And here's what I mean. I've heard people talk before about what the church does in making disciples is there's air war and ground war. And ground war is on the ground, making disciples, building strong families. That's discipling people, that's preaching the word, that's prayer, pastoral counseling, nitty gritty, on the ground stuff. That's most of what the church should be doing. But just like in an actual war, if your team wins all the ground war, but the other team has aerial supremacy, like you have no air force, and every time you win a battle on the ground, their air force just comes in and bombs you to death, and you lose all the ground you just gained because you got no air war. So from a discipleship standpoint, ground war is making disciples, preaching the word, all the stuff we just said. Air war is contending for the faith once and for all delivered to the saints in cultural narrative. And I'm not saying everybody's got to do what we do, because sometimes people interpret what I'm about to say as criticisms of other pastors. I'm not about that. I'm just talking about how I think about it. What I do feel like happens is if I did not do that, then every time we disciple people in that room, auditorium over there, and I'm preaching, then they walk out and they spend 18 hours a week on social media hearing about how secular progressive, the air they breathe. Think about religion, faith, ideals, morals, ethics, all the things. And it's like, okay, man, I won a battle in there, and then they went out in the week, and because I didn't have an air war, the enemy just bombed all that away. So what I feel like social media does is this air war.